This is Seth once again from the stunning, magical Grand Wailea here in Maui, Hawaii. And I am honored to be joined, A, by a member of our executive committee, and B, a fellow Kansas City Chiefs fan, Joe Samia. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How can you not do that great here in Maui?
Every time you walk outside, when you walk in the lobby, it's just like, it's an HBO show.
Can we just stay here?
I don't know. There's some folks that eventually my cats need to get fed. Yeah. So, but you're moving along in your journey in the executive committee. Like, how does it feel? Like, what do you think you've been able to accomplish?
You know, it's been great. I think the first year was kind of getting your feet wet, and then the nervousness start kind of take place. But I'm learning a lot from Tom today, and then I'm sure I'll be learning a lot from Todd and Scott. I want to continue the relationship between the labor and management. It's a huge thing for us right now. So I want to make sure that I continue that progress with that. The information is so fast moving with the AI. That seems to be like the big topic nowadays. And we want to maintain and make sure that we stay up with that information network that we're receiving. The last thing is legislative. I mean, Stan and his crew, they do a fantastic job, and they have several wins in the last couple of years, and we want to make sure that that continues on through the PAC funds, making sure that they have enough funds to kind of go and then protect our SMACNA contractors. So these are mainly the three things I'd like to kind of continue with the progress on.
And engagement's critical in all these. We have to stay engaged.
Absolutely.
Because you just touched on it, like continue to learn AI. I mean, I feel like AI is changing every second. Like you hear about this, you do, and then ChatGPT can do this, and it's just, it doesn't feel like we have a great group here within SMACNA right now that's really helping to keep our contractors informed, but also help them develop best practices on how to handle this, because it's kind of a nebulous thing. You don't know what's going to happen.
You know, I went to one of the classes that they put on today on AI, and it is amazing what it can do and the speed that it can do it with. So yeah, it is just mind-boggling for me. And you know, it's working through all our business, whether it's the BIM, the VDC, the programs that we have, the prefabrication, all of that is independent on the information that we have at hand. And if we don't have the right information, we can't make the right decisions.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of the goals of a lot of the sessions, and actually a lot of the interviews we've held here today, has really been about data management. Mm-hmm. I mean, gone are the days where you're just moving out metal and hoping for the best, because the resources are getting tighter, prices are getting higher. It's all about resource management. It's all about data. And it feels like data and how you handle that, to your point, is more important than ever.
You'll laugh at this. You know, when I first started 30 plus years ago, you know, we had the green bar printing, and you waited for that information like once a month to see how your job is doing. You know, and nowadays, if you want that information with a couple clicks, you know how the job is doing. You know what kind of progress you're having, the schedule that you're on. All of this information is right at the tips of your fingers.
So it's funny, when you mentioned that, how things have changed. When I entered the workforce in 2006, where I was working at the time had a fax machine. And I ran into somebody that's a little younger than me, and of course they asked the question, what's a fax machine? And I remember we had to move documents back and forth. We were working with the government, and I'm like, oh my God. And that, I think, is the value of SMACNA membership. I think that's something that's very important to you, is displaying the value of SMACNA membership, is those educational opportunities to help our members grow, change, and evolve with the times. Like, what do you really believe is the true blue value of SMACNA membership?
Well, I think that for me, you know, the relationship that you built with the membership itself, and then the knowledge and experience that you share from that networking opportunity. You know, there's a lot of information is shared during this conference and conferences before, and then the education that Eli, Howard, and Erica and all of the staff put together for our membership and on the website. That's just really valuable information that we have for the members. And then the biggest thing that I really enjoy is coming to these conventions or council meetings and talk to other members and see what their challenges are. How can I help them? And what's my challenges and how they can help me to run my business more successful. If you take one takeaway or two takeaways and you go apply them at your company or change the way that you do things to better your workflow or how you do business, that's invaluable.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because somebody actually asked me that question a couple days ago. It's like, why is it so important to be a SMACNA member? And that's kind of what I said. It's like, it's that peer-to-peer discussion. And you understand what their best practices are when they tackle challenge number one, and then you can kind of go back and forth and talk about, like, hey, we've solved the problem this way. And they're like, oh, that's great, but we kind of did it this way. And you kind of go back and forth and you build that information repository where you're just kind of like, okay, and just that peer-to-peer engagement is just the biggest value added, because there's so many ranges of experience and skill sets and specialties in this organization. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. When I first started, you walked in the room and I call them wise men because they're all white-haired, or and now I'm one of them. Not that I'm maybe a little bit wiser, but I'm still learning every day.
And I think that's always the best piece. It's always keep learning. Where do you see? We talked about AI a little bit, but where do you see the industry going now? Like I said, there's so much data being consumed. AI is big. Where do you see the industry moving forward to next?
So I think with the technology moving so fast, we have to stay ahead of it. And SMACNA is a great resource to make sure that we're staying ahead of it. Travis does a great job with keeping us informed on the things that's happening. But clients are expecting information now. When they call, they expect you to have solutions for them. And without that data that you have, you can't give them any solutions in the time frame that they need it. Projects are moving so fast. We have mega projects that every day is really important to open that project. And they want to make sure that that is happening in a timely fashion. So speed of the projects are unbelievable. We fabricate a lot of major companies nowadays, they do a lot of prefab, and it is really important for many things, schedule, quality, efficiency, and the competitiveness of the market that we live in today.
Well, here's hoping. I mean, the goal of the association is to equip our members the tools to succeed. That's the big thing, I think, and you've done such a great job articulating that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Now let's hope for the best with this Chiefs game, and let's hope that we can keep it going there, because looking pretty good last couple weeks. Go Chiefs, man.
You bet.
Thanks
Thank you
so much,
very
buddy.
much.
Thanks.